What dictates actual evidence in a case? For example, personal social media posts, surveillance camera footage, word of mouth, etc. So David's question can be a entire semester course in law school, and they can be these evidence books. It can be this thick, but it is a great question. And it's a question that I'm now going to answer. So, evidence is testimony, what people get on the stand, raise their hand, swear to tell the truth, and testify about. You can have the injured person. You can have a defendant who injured them. You can have witnesses about the facts of the accident. I saw this. I knew this. You can have witnesses about, hey, yeah, you know what? My husband, he or my wife, they really can't do this or that anymore. I didn't see the accident, but I can tell you, he can't sleep any night. They can talk about the damages, or they're paralyzed, or this or that. So a person can testify firsthand to that. Another kind of evidence can be documents. So I often say when I'm trying cases that a trial is like a play. Everybody's got a part to play. The trial doesn't rest on any one thing solely. The lawyer has a part to play. The witnesses have a part to play. The documents have a part to play. Videos have a part to play. The law, the jury instructions, etc. Everybody's got a part. In addition to firsthand witness testimony, you have doctors who testify about the medical side of stuff. Another kind of evidence is the documents. So what are the documents? The police report, the contract that you signed, the prior complaint, the 17 prior complaints that this property was dangerous, the 10 other similar incidents of a product defect that the manufacturer should have known about and should have cured the defect, and they didn't, and then it still injured you. You can have documents like medical records, both in a medical negligence case as well as an injury case. What do the medical records say? What do the medical tests say? We have a radiology report, but we also have the film. What does the MRI say? What does the MRI film look like? What does the CT film look like? What's the result of the EMG or the electromyograph show? What does a nerve conduction study show? So there are test results, both on paper, have radiologists reporting them, as well as you can have the actual films themselves. And we'll do that. I will blow up in almost every back injury case I have. I blow up a side view of the vertebrae show, and I have these, and I have other videos on my site about these injuries and blow-ups that I've done. Maybe we should do another one. I haven't done that in a long time about this, and you could show the jury. So people, when you're proving stuff to someone, it's not just because a lawyer told them. The jury needs to see it. They need to be proved. This needs to be proved to them, and they need to be persuaded. They deserve to be persuaded. That's why they're there. So you show the picture of the disc, and you show how it's herniated, and it's impinging and pushing on your nerve, on your central nerve, and that's what's causing the pain. That's causing your those can be very serious injuries. You can't move your arm, you have atrophy, you can't use your hand, you lose your bowel or bladder function. There can be different gradations of a herniated disc, but you show them in that. Let me show. So now we have some other things in his question: social media posts, surveillance camera footage. So yeah, surveillance camera. You can get a surveillance camera. I've had it in many cases where a surveillance camera showed the wreck. They showed the slip and fall. They showed the person getting out of the nursing home. The surveillance from a gas station showed a wreck on the street. But sometimes also defendants can go out and do surveillance on a plaintiff to try to show their line. That's a statement of the plaintiff. It's interpreted that, and that has to be produced. So if a plaintiff comes in and says, I can't do this, that, or the other thing, and then they have a video, they're caught on a video doing that exact stuff, that can hurt their case. However, similarly, if a plaintiff says, I can't do this stuff, and there's surveillance, and it says, you know what, they didn't do any of that stuff, they really are hurt, that really hurts a defendant, because just because you're making a legal claim against someone to hurt you doesn't give the defendant right to invade your privacy and secret and go, sneak around. So a defendant has to be careful about that kind of surveillance video. Personal social media posts are discoverable. The defendant's going to get that many of the time because they want to make sure that your claims that you're making in the lawsuit are consistent with reality and how you live your life. You don't want to say that you can't lift more than 10 pounds, and then your social media posts are you in the gym, benching 300 pounds every day. That's unfair to the defendant. They should get that. But similarly, on the defense side, and I'm using this, I have this in a case now, a truck driver can't portray himself to be a great professional driver where his Facebook page shows that he's cussing and does it, and it's just a real aggressive person who says that, or drives crazy, or has social media posts about driving like an idiot, but when the police come, then he like gets it all together and stuff. So you want to look at the defendant's social media as well. Word of mouth, rumor mill and that kind of stuff is not going to come in evidence because that's hearsay in most cases. You need to directly have seen something to be able to testify to it. Otherwise, it's hearsay. You can't testify about a rumor mill of stuff. So thanks for that question, David.